Good morning, Representative Tiffany. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, you guys. Can you hear me okay? This is Congressman Tiffany.
Yes.
Yeah, we got you.
Can you hear us all right?
Sorry. I got a little bit of patchiness on my end.
Okay.
So I heard a little bit of what Congressman Stauber had to say, and second, all of that the world is coming together to denounce what Russia has done. I think we need to make sure that we're fortifying the neighbors to the Ukraine and Russia, especially those that are in NATO, and make sure that this does not go beyond what is happening in the Ukraine, allow those countries to be able to defend themselves. But I think the point I would hone in on is exactly what Congressman Stauber was talking about. Weakness leads to war. And that started on January 20th of 2021 when President Biden said, we're going to shut down the Keystone Pipeline. And that was the signal to the world that America was no longer going to be energy independent. Look at what happened. We actually ended up funding Russia's war machine. Crude oil went from $50 a barrel to $90 a barrel. What are the two things that Russia exports? Oil and gas. We have actually funded him as a result of that, and it's made America weaker, and weakness leads to war. And I would just add one other thing, you guys, real quick, and that is, as we talk about weakness leads to war, it was revealed a couple days ago that our government said to President Zelensky of the Ukraine that you should leave your country. You should set up a government in exile. In other words, you should run. And that is exactly what we did in Afghanistan in August. President Biden said, we're going to put our tail between our legs and we're going to run from Afghanistan. That was the clearest signal, besides us no longer being energy independent, that America was not going to be strong on the world stage. And it emboldened tyrannists like Vladimir Putin to take advantage of the situation. And to the credit of President Zelensky and freedom-loving people everywhere in the world, he said, no, I don't need a ride. I need you to rise up and help us in the Ukraine.
Yeah, that was kind of a big moment. That felt very symbolic to me. You know, I was disappointed and angry, and maybe I shouldn't have been. Maybe that was a knee-jerk response, but I was disappointed and angry when I saw that the United States had offered help to evacuate Afghanistan. I thought that sent a message of weakness, and I do agree with your line. I like your line that weakness leads to war, and I would also add on to it that dependence leads to weakness, and that's what we're getting from the Biden administration. Is we're just getting more and more dependence, even in the face of what we're witnessing in Ukraine and with Russia, and knowing that it is the energy money that is fueling and that is paying for all of this war coming out of Russia. We're still making moves to be less energy independent, still looking for foreign sources of oil as the Biden administration looks to explore green options. I don't want to explore green options. I want energy independence here in the United States. We got Representative Tiffany back on the line, and Representative Stauber. Just a few minutes left here. I want to give you a chance to get a couple of last words in before we move on.
Well, I think that we had mentioned it just a moment ago. We have to get back to energy and mining dominance.
Yes.
We have to secure our energy. We have to make sure that we have affordable and reliable energy in the United States. We also have to talk about critical minerals. Critical minerals are extremely important. The 8th District of Minnesota is the only congressional district out of 435 that can strategically help with our national security the most. And that's with mining of critical minerals in the Duluth complex, which is the biggest copper-nickel find in North America. This administration, as a candidate, Biden said we're going to mine these minerals domestically. After he got elected, he now has said, no, we're going to purchase these minerals from foreign nations. These adversarial nations don't have our best interests at heart. We as Americans have never put our destiny in any other nation's hands. And we're doing that with critical minerals. We have the critical minerals here. We have to have the will to mine those critical minerals in the United States with the best environmental standards and the best labor standards.
We have Congressman Pete Stauber and Congressman Tom Tiffany on the phone with us. Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden are still expected to appear in Twin Ports later this week on a Wednesday to discuss the bipartisan infrastructure law. Talk a little bit about this. And Representative Tom Tiffany, we will start with you first. Expectations of potentially still Biden coming on Wednesday, and what his intent is.
Yeah, so first of all, you guys, we're going to welcome him to Superior, Wisconsin. I think any president, regardless of party, should be welcome to. I'm going to welcome them to the 7th Congressional District in Wisconsin. And I'm anxious to hear what the president has to say. My understanding is that the initial stuff he's going to talk about is doing some cleanup on the St. Louis River in the Twin Ports, which is a good thing. And it builds on the successes of the Trump administration, because Congressman Stauber and I were there 2 years ago when the Trump administration came in and allowed $5 million to be spent with UW Superior to study how we can better treat ballast water, how we can deal with that problem in the Great Lakes. A good thing. They also announced that they're going to spend $15 million cleaning up Howard's Bay up there in the Twin Ports, which is a good thing. And my understanding is President Biden's going to talk about additional initiatives like that. That's good. But I'm anxious to hear if he's also going to talk about, are we going to upgrade pipelines? We have a major pipeline project up in Ashland County, far northern Wisconsin, that reroutes the Enbridge pipeline, Line 5, and that's a really important project for our energy independence in America. I want to know if he's going to talk about that. I want to know if he's going to talk about the pipeline over in the Mackinac Straits that Governor Whitmer from Michigan has said she's going to shut down in defiance of a treaty that we have with Canada. Once again, that's going to make us more dependent on foreign oil. I hope he's going to talk about that. There's the refinery rebuild in Superior is almost done. I'm wondering if he's going to talk about that and talk about what a great success that is. Because I would point out one little fact that's been spreading around America here over the last couple weeks. We are actually importing more Russian oil in 2021 than we were in years previous. We have become more dependent on Russia for our oil now as a result of the actions of the Biden administration.
Representative Stauber, I'll give you the last word here.
Well, I just want to follow up what Congressman Tiffany talked about. I want you all to know that every single day the United States of America pays the country of Russia $22 million for 595,000 barrels of oil per day. That is unacceptable. That's where this administration, I think, they must understand that we need clean, reliable, and affordable energy. And this administration, they say one thing, but watch their actions. And when you hear the president speak, watch more so his actions. And he has really devastated the energy sector and the mining sector in America. And so what we need to do is we have to show the American people the difference between what we believe in as energy and mining dominance to strategically secure our nation, and not put the destiny of our country in the palm of any other nation's hands. We have to be energy and mining dominance, and that's exactly what I want President Biden to say when he comes to the Twin Ports. In addition to, as Tom said, the energy independence. In addition, talk about the inflation, the outrageous spending that's happening in our nation's capital. We're at 7.5% inflation, the highest in 40-plus years, and it's going to go higher. That's unacceptable, and our goal is to make sure that President Biden and his administration understand the devastation that they have put upon middle class and blue collar America.
Representative Stauber and Representative Tiffany, thank you guys so much for coming on the program. Keep up the good work, and we'll have you both on again real soon, okay?
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.